start streaming, and that should be us live. Hello, it is Friday night, it's not Sunday. It might look like a Sunday night stream, but I assure you, it is Friday. We're not going to the Abbey tonight, we're back on the island, and we're in court. So yes, it's me, Stu, and joining me online, as always, is Ken.
Welcome to Brewing with Stu and Ken. This is Ken, he's Stu, let's brew. And believe it or not, we are actually gonna mix fluids.
Oh.
Fluids. Not that we're gonna consume them and vomit, but this episode contains mixing of fluids. Picking up fluids, mixing of fluids. So, on brand.
Much like the second Monkey Island game when you were having to have the right consistency for the spit. You had to order all the cocktails.
And you still cheat, and you still needed to cheat. Anyway, you moved flags and waited for the right wind to come along, and yeah. So it was a pirate game, that's for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Lie, cheat, and earn it half and half your trophy. It's been referenced in this game that he once won a spitting contest, so they haven't forgotten about the lore.
Good.
And they haven't retconned that much either. It happens in these kind of things. People were sort of arguing that Curse is a reboot, but Curse refers back to Big Whoop. At the end of Monkey Island 2, it seemed like Guybrush was sent into a little bit of a strange place, and voodoo magic. And as I've said before,
I buy Escape that. From Monkey Island count as a strange place?
Overall, yeah. But it is it's equalizing stuff, And Curse ended on them going on a honeymoon. Escape they'd just been, or their honeymoon got interrupted. So they haven't done a reboot or anything. And I'm hoping Return sort of sequelizes without feeling like they need to be married to Tails necessarily,
I've
but
played
it remains
10
to be
minutes
seen.
of Return, like 2 years ago when it was on Game Pass, and from the first 10 minutes you're playing as children trying to get a key for the toilet, and then I turned it off because I hadn't played all the games in between.
Did you play? It's the beginning of the game, so no worries about spoilers. What were you playing with? Chucky, your brother?
Maybe, I think so, because it was definitely you and someone that kind of looked like a bigger bullier type of child.
Well, Ron Gilbert, who did that game, did too. So he obviously were part of the writing and design team that came up with Chucky, the older brother, whether you actually met him or not at the end of LeChuck's Revenge.
Yes.
Kind of a mystery. I dig it. And I think it's all sequelized up until this point.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, let's you're on trial, and the stakes are high. It's execution if you fail at your trial. So if you want to familiarize yourself with the story so far, you're welcome to, Stuart. But just to remind you that if you leave this game for a couple of months, here's your recap to get you up to speed.
Yeah.
Just
that's
I like it that it's built in. Oh, I wanted to ask something too. I'm brimming with questions. How do you like the Guybrush Morgan Le Fay dynamic so far? Do you think they're gonna be lovers?
No, sort of like partners in crime.
Well, it seems like they get on, and then she betrays him continually, though. But as you saw at the beginning of chapter 4, her conscience is catching up to her. She doesn't like this pirate hunter for hire and the consequences. She has to stare the consequences in the eye, and I like that dynamic, to be honest, that she isn't cold necessarily. So it's an ongoing story in that regard. But yeah, I think she became a popular character for the narrative via this game. So Mighty Pirate TM in the recap there, by the way. But yeah,
a trademark.
We've just scratched the surface. We're in court, so let's load it up. And You're gonna have to study the case again. You were handed briefs if you want to sort of familiarize yourself with what there's multiple cases. You've done so many bad things to it.
Oh yeah. Witness K hardtack.
Charge. Consonant abuse.
Mhm.
X-class. It's a weak accusation.
Mhm.
You know, I love that the brief is sort of like, we're not exactly buying this. Court hopes he's not just making things up. So I believe there are 4 files here. 5 crimes.
crimes.
Misdemeanors. You scarred her leg with nacho sauce
Ah,
in the off-screen fight at Club 41
I remember it now.
in episode 1, where Guybrush's hand went amok. Guybrush didn't. He was like, sorry.
Death by corset.
Hemlock McGee. Felonious feline frightening.
Easy for you to say.
Well, after a few chugs of your magic brew, then you can say it. You know, if you stumble upon your work, you made a counterfeit figure for him. So you've dragged people into your crap.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, by 8-sided dice, very quirky. You can, if you don't remember, Stuart, this is not the entire episode. You're not confined to the courtroom. Eventually, you have the opportunity to leave, but you're allowed to, right? But there is an evidence table to look at. There's Stan to talk to if you're a little bit lost, and there's also a judge to bother.
Oh yeah.
So I would recommend doing that. And just to tick off things sort of quickly, there are 2 witnesses we can sort of summon and get things done with before we leave. But I would recommend either doing these 3 things: Stan, the evidence table, the court, and examine your surroundings, in general sense. So talk with the highly active stenographer.
Looks like there was one whale of a fender bender while the winds were blowing out. That's why I always sail defensively and carry state arm insurance.
Oh, I might as well throw in a cast note, by the way, because we're meeting Stan here. He is voiced by an actor called Gavin Hammond, but the actor has always changed up with Stan. So past portrayals were by, well, not always. We had 2 prior actors playing Stan. Across Secret of Monkey Island, LeChuck's Revenge, and Curse of Monkey Island, he was portrayed by Pat Fraley, and in Escape from Monkey Island by Neil Ross. This time, Gavin Hammond as Stan.
Hey, Stan.
No fraternizing between the defense and prosecution while court is in session.
He's giving you an advice already.
Yeah.
Exactly. If you want to call for a recess, and that's how you get out of it. But I would just examine stuff here, just to see what everything's about.
Defense will refrain from addressing the bailiff
I mean,
in open court.
you can't chat with everyone
Sorry.
all willy-nilly. So,
Okay.
but the evidence table, you can
Could you
look
read
at
that last
stuff
bit back for me?
if you like.
Very interesting. I don't even remember saying exsanguinate.
And Stuart now wishes
No,
that.
I'm not questioning
Shouldn't
your
Murray have been the
professionalism, just that
stenographer?
I don't even know the meaning of. Yes, ma'am. Sorry.
I will end you.
I was even expecting Murray to be here.
Yeah, that's the only thing I can spoil, Stuart. You're not going to meet him again in this game, but as we've seen in the promotional main art for
Paralyzed
Return,
cat is creepy.
he's in there.
It's like he's been fired out of a cannon. The trajectory of his appearance.
Mm-hmm.
That empty nacho plate is making me hungry.
So, Sponda Grande, I might
Yeah.
as well swipe that. Nope, of course not. So yeah,
I'm surprised Doro ever fell for that.
that's in the court's possession too.
Why is it always an X? Why not T marks the spot?
Fair point. Guybrush. Treasure marks the spot, but hey. And that is an item, the wedding ring, that you can't lose to it.
Yes.
Ever. So,
Stinkbeard's common laws for common pirates. Laws? Pirates don't need no stinking laws.
Fine, then we'll proceed with the execution.
On the other hand, maybe I could use a few good laws right now.
there are actually things on the other side, the wall next to your table. There are other things there too. Some portraits to peruse, to look at.
Wow.
And you can't leave just by
Right
by yourself.
Honorable
Like
Justice B.C.
you need to call for a recess.
convictions,
That's how it
0
works, and
appeals,
eventually you're allowed to
no
leave during
survivors.
recess. But
Okay.
let's not do that quite yet. We're gonna do some courting.
The Left Honorable Justice K.B. Popnecker lived on the bench, died under the table.
So let's call a witness indeed, and you can choose, but I'll let you know if you pick one that is actually incorrect for this portion of the game. We can call 3 witnesses. That will, and things will happen. So without calling them, who do you want to call? Go by your gut feeling, Stuart.
The only one I kind of rightfully wronged was it Joaquin de Oro?
Exactly, but not yet.
Okay.
So
I mean,
Bosom Krebs is the lady that you poured a nacho.
Yeah,
poured
that
a
was sort
nacho
of-
sauce on her leg.
was that the first one we offended?
Yeah, exactly.
So maybe go with that.
She is one of the. It's not the only time you call her, but if you do it right now, there is some progress to be made through calling her this first time. So let's just do that.
I'd like to call Bosun Catherine Krebs to the stand.
So there's
Catherine
not only
Krebs,
one
do you swear
interrogation.
on Blackbeard's
Some people
law
you
to
put
tell
on the
truth to
stand
best of
multiple
your
times.
ability as a grog-swilling, backstabbing pirate?
Aye. Bosun Krebs, could you tell the court what happened on that fateful day?
I was minding my own business at Club 41 with a mug full of grog and some zesty nachos, when all of a sudden that blindfolded Jasper barreled into me, knocked me nacho sauce
Yeah, he was
into me lap,
blindfolded when he
and
was
gave me
was led
this
into the bar.
disfiguring scar.
Hachi machi!
Aye, that takes me back.
Ooh.
Bailiff, supply the prosecutor and the defendant with sketches of the burns for their briefs.
This
Aye, aye,
is
Your
the
Honor.
progress of
Lots of
this
luck, kid.
first little interrogation. You were handed a drawing because all evidence needs to be shared between.
Icky.
Lawyers,
I believe that
right?
nacho sauce could do that.
So you'll understand this in a bit, but this was needed
Okay.
to progress. So if you like, you can ask her questions, but I don't think there's we don't need to do anything more. As a matter of fact, right now. Yeah, I think this list will be added upon when you make progress, because it's your task to argue and win your case. Let's do it. So that's
using
the
our
first
line won't work.
witness. That's the first witness out of the way for now. 3 witnesses
I have no more
before
questions for
you
this witness, Your Honor.
trigger the mechanic
You may
to
step down,
leave and explore
Bosun
Flotsam
Krebs.
once more. So there is 2 more witnesses to call. So who would you like, Stuart?
Not sure why we would have to call the bailiff.
Sure, that's one of the 3. So 2 out of 3.
If it pleases the court, I'd like to call Bailiff Hardtack to the stand.
Bailiff Hardtack! Oh, that's me. Do you swear on Blackbeard's log to tell the truth to the best of your ability as a grog-swilling, backstabbing pirate? I suppose.
Bailiff Hardtack, could you tell the court
Perhaps
about your
I'll
claim
sort of
against
tell the truth.
Guybrush Threepwood?
Well, back on Spinner K, I was getting ready to bury me modest chest of treasures, you see. My collection of
modest
spaghetti
treasure,
spread
all right.
is, my silver paprika shake, Threepwood bloke runs
Got a
up
couple
to me, waving his arms and
OBS,
telling me to look out
disconnect
for a
and reconnect.
three-headed monkey that's right behind me.
Notifications, which is
Well,
concerning, but
naturally, I turned and looked, but there was
everything
nothing
seems to be
there.
fine on stream.
When I regained my composure,
Check on a different
Threepwood was
device.
nowhere to be found. And worst of all,
Yes?
he dug up my perfectly good ex. It's ruined now.
It's ruined.
Oh, come on.
Yeah, we are
He's
actually
all
offline.
yours, buddy.
But we haven't done. Oh, wait a minute. No, we're not. No, we're not.
Just a blip?
No, we're on. We're on. Sorry.
No worries. Okay, I'm gonna open up on my phone as well, just in case.
Yes.
Right.
But just heard myself, so it's all good. Yeah. So the thing is with this witness, Stuart, this is incredibly easy because his accusations are really weak source. So why not just sort of play hardball with him? Impress
This
him.
whole story about your ex is a big fat lie, isn't it?
No, sir.
Come on, you're lying. Admit it.
No, sir.
Come
It's in
on.
fuego.
Oh, you got me, sir.
But why?
Well, I didn't have anything else to do after you killed me boss and left me without a job. Oh, I could have charged you with that instead. Oh.
Your Honor, I move for a mistrial.
Granted, Bailiff Hardtack, as punishment for wasting this court's time, you will be compelled to wear Lizzing's wig of foppery until
It's
such
a
time
big
as I
performance,
no longer tempted
this
to
actor.
gavel you into
Poxed
a
and
fine
a
paste.
stern judge. Wear a silly wig, you silly man.
Oh, it's delightful.
I look pretty.
Yeah, it's delightful.
So that's one out of the way. Let's call one more witness.
Oh,
Because we need to, we need to plant some clues for future solutions. So, who would you see? One is crossed out by now, obviously. So, who would you like to call out of these? And I'll let you
Hemlock
know if
McGee?
you're correct. Nope. Now you only have one left.
me?
Yeah,
Your
Why
Honor,
not?
I'd
Why
like
not
to
you,
call
Stuart?
Guybrush Threepwood, mighty pirate,
Okay.
to the stand.
you're a nice fellow.
Guybrush Threepwood.
I'm right here.
Oh, right. Do you swear on Blackbeard's log to tell the truth to
This
the best
might
of your
seem
ability as a grog
Incla-
smelling-
Guybrush v Guybrush. Quite a funny back and forth.
Okay.
Captain Sheepgood. Threepwood. Ah, yes. Shreveport. Threepwood. Greensleeves. Threepwood. Treebeard. Threep. Sleep. Wood.
Very expressive face.
Stack.
Objection. Defense is stalling.
The defense will get on with it, or the court will order his name legally changed to Captain Guts for Garters.
Walk up to the judge. Click on the judge right now. So,
Right, where were we?
did you notice anything in particular when you enraged him?
I didn't.
Yeah. Remember then that enrage him is for our benefit later. I just wanted to show that you need to trigger him,
Okay.
but through silly testimony.
Right.
And but right now you don't have what you need to solve that and use his rage to your advantage. So you're pretty much done. Call for a recess. Let's get out of here.
Your Honor, I'd like to call a recess to confer with my client.
Bailiff, Please escort Captain Threepwood to the brig.
Or, well,
Aye, aye, Your Honor.
you'll get it. You'll be able to get out of here.
Well, at
'Cause,
least I'm not about to be dissected by a crazy
You are the
scientist.
accused.
Now to break out of here, find a lane and use
But also
my
Stuart.
Sponge Grande
Mhm.
to...
You are the lawyer.
What happened to my cool voodoo sponge?
All possessions will be returned to the prisoner once he has been cleared of all charges. In the likely event that the prisoner is not cleared of all charges,
Lots of them at
his
night
property
this
will
time
be
around.
distributed to
So,
his
a
heirs.
bit
But I don't
different
have
setting.
any heirs that I know of.
Then they'll be auctioned off at eBay.
Da 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 da. Pirates version of eBay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so obviously you can't go anywhere, but as I said, Stuart, you are your own lawyer.
Hey, guard!
What do you want?
I want to see my lawyer.
Your lawyer?
Yeah, you might have heard of him. Guybrush Threepwood, mighty pirate at law.
Fine. All right, Counselor. Judge Grindstump says you got 5 minutes.
That should be more than enough for this piece of scum. I hope you had a good excuse for dragging me out of bed at this ungodly hour.
Bipolar.
I need to know how my case is going. I haven't heard from you in days. Not to worry, old bean. Think I can talk the judge down from draw and quartering to draw and thirding. Fraud! Guard! I'm quite done with my client. I'll get you, Threepwood, if it's the last thing I do.
Sorry about that, Mr. Threepwood. I know those
Yeah.
prisoners can be a rowdy
Those
lot.
prisoners are
Nothing of it,
a
Mr.
rowdy
Hardtack.
lot, indeed.
Now, where can I find a good grog?
Club 41's right over
That's how you
there,
solve
sir.
that, Stuart.
Yeah.
So you're gonna have to do the same thing a couple of times, but you don't need to go through the whole like create some fighting in the cell or whatever. You'll just you'll get thrown in the brig. Want to see my lawyer? Absolutely, you're out. So it's not an extensive process to. But yeah, now you can visit certain places, not the jungle, not when the case is over. Yeah, but not right now. So you have stands, little setup over there. You have actually Club 41 to visit as well. So there's a little freedom involved here. So explore at your own pace and do whatever you want first.
Well, I think this is a good time.
To spear of the stream. A pox beer.
Oh no, I
Is
think
it
I've
called
got it.
Zest? It's a reversed, so I can't.
Yes,
read it
aye.
properly. Zest.
I'd reset my camera. So yes, this is a sour beer, 6%. It is a part of a soda series, so I think it's
Yeah, it looks like a soda design, indeed.
yeah. So I think it's to be more or less like a 7-Up or like a Sprite. So lemon and limes.
Does that sound awful or enticing?
I just hoped it sounded green. So
At least the bottle is.
so let's go.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Pure sludge. Nah, I'm sure it's
Yeah.
good.
Close as we could get to grog.
Pox infested grog.
Yeah. Look at all those bubbles.
Looks like old timey movie laboratories. You know, when you see like green and red fluid, it's always boiling
Yes.
in laboratories.
Like if I drop this and then the chemicals and
Hmm.
turn into
Oh, look. It looks rather tropical, actually, too.
yeah,
So have a good one, Stuart.
very limey. Just by smell alone. Cheers.
Don't do a spit take on camera. Never do a spit take on camera.
It's lively. It's definitely very citrusy. Now,
Not something
actually,
you glug down like 5 glugs in a row. It's not like a first quencher in that regard. It doesn't seem like it. It seems rather like it hits you immediately.
So they have a thing on their cans. They called it the sour scale.
Right, and this is a 4, so
Yes. So
hello.
exactly, it's
Do you have a 5 in your collection to really
possibly
go to town? You're gonna make all sorts of weird faces.
You could tell what this one's probably big physician. So it's not doctor, but so we've got 2.
I know.
Little tropical. 3. I'm sure one of them was a 5.
You haven't consumed them yet.
I just got them yesterday. Wait. Yes, here we go. So this one is based off of the Flying Saucer sweets. Remember they were filled with sherbet? Did you ever get those?
I don't know the reference, but it looks like a groovy beer based on the font.
So
Here you go.
that's our number 5. So my face will zip shut completely when I drink that one.
When Homer ate like this most sour candy when he went to the candy fair and his entire mouth went inside.
Yeah. Okay.
Well,
was...
cheers. Cheers to it. Well, cheers to it. And
yes,
let's. If you like, you can go to the bar right now. If you want to visit Club 41, you're allowed to, despite you being a criminal. You can go in there. And we haven't seen it. Let's do it. That's the thing. We haven't seen the inside of Club 41. We've been led into it, blindfold and all. But now it's time to see it.
I think I disturbed my partner in crime.
Hello, kitten. Hello, Kato.
He looks like he's had a few beers.
Did you drink the sour beer, Dad? Yes. No, don't. It's like, this is tasty.
His eyes lit up like he just got charged. Okay.
I was thinking he was maybe going to react the same way to whenever dogs try to taste limes and lemons. You know how dogs just go mental. Yeah. I was waiting for that. So what we have here, there should be, if not now then later, there should be another person in the jail cell to talk to. There's obviously Stan, who never misses a business opportunity. Yes. Yeah. So, but do things. Courtroom souvenir emporium. Yes, he's exploiting the case. But yes, no specific order here. But I just wanted to sort of establish that everything, like the entire dock, is like you have stuff to visit across the entire dock, even in the harbor.
Looking rat in my cell. At least I hope it's a rat.
Well, that's just swell, kid. Look, could you get out of the way and make room for some paying customers?
The voice style of Stan always reminded me of Phil Hartman, if you remember Phil Hartman, who's also the lawyer in The Simpsons. Like, hi, I'm he's the pseudo celebrity. Hi, I'm Troy McClure. You might remember me from that. I believe that was Phil Hartman. So it's thought that kind of felt like their inspiration when laying down voice tracks for Stan.
Beat you in open court with one wildly flapping arm tied behind his back is the day I haul my corpus juris back to Jambalaya Island for a full rest of Tushio and Integrum. Know what I mean?
Not really.
Exactly.
I know I'll kick myself for asking, but what sorts of trial souvenirs are you selling?
Yeah, there's going to be some interaction with the wares throughout the episode.
Behold, The people
Now it's a
versus
matter of sort of
Threepwood
finding
collection.
out where things are, not solving 10 things in the next 10
Hey,
minutes.
look at me.
That's right, Threepwood. A faithful reproduction right down to the lacy garter belt.
Hey, I only wore those once.
It is I, Guybrush Threepwood, mighty pirate.
I don't remember the voice here, but obviously that was a very
Almost
bad
sounds like
voice.
like an Arnold Schwarzenegger.
I'm Guybrush Threepwood, mighty
Mighty
pirate.
pirate.
We have to put these things
that?
together.
That, my
quickly
piratey friend,
to
is a
exploit the
little novelty
case.
I like to call draw the beard on the Guybrush.
Oh,
Using the power of magnetism and iron shavings, you can give Flotsam's most notorious criminal an infinite array of amusing and degrading hairstyles. Observe. What the? This one doesn't have a magnet. And look, it's leaking iron shavings. This is what you get when you use shoddy Fat Island labor.
Ah,
Oh, threw that away.
Yep.
Remember to pick it up.
8 hours now. What's the shirt?
Supposed to be you?
None other. Now
Light
you
of
and
the
your friends
century,
can relive the trial of the century while lounging around in this comfortable polyblend t-shirt, emblazoned with the iconic image of yours truly, a crusading attorney bringing his no-holds-barred brand of justice to Flotsam.
Gotta hand it to him. He's quick on his feet to set up a business. And remember in Curse, he was quick to set up his little insurance business in a
Yeah.
tomb.
Mm-hmm.
So questionable sales
second thought.
tactics aside,
Say no
Stan
more.
is a sharp businessman. At the very least, he has speeds. Have you commented on his jacket?
Yes.
Okay.
I
Good
noticed
point.
that you're remarkably free of the pox.
Nothing remarkable about it at all, Threepwood. Haven't you been paying attention? The pox only affects real, 100% honest to Blackbeard pirates.
Ah,
Now, I've been many things in this
Yep,
life.
there's a rule to
salesman,
these
real
things.
estate
You don't
agent,
get sick just
troubadour,
because you're in the cloud.
stevedore, Ralphador, and even a brief but
Notice how
memorable
Morgan
stint as an
never got
exotic
sick
dancer
either.
to pay my way through law school.
She's a pirate hunter.
hmm.
But
not a
one
pirate.
thing I'm not and
Yeah, they
never
gotta be
will
close
be
enough.
is a pirate.
Well,
Ah,
voodoo plays by proper rules, Stuart. Yeah, so yeah, pretty much done here for now. There's gonna be things to do here.
see you in court,
Pick up
Stan.
that freebie
Hey,
on the
that's pretty
side.
funny.
Essentially, like latter half of the episode is when you start to make a mess of the souvenir emporium, I'd say. So don't focus on it too much right now. We're still in the
Keel Holler,
first
that's
half.
old news, Threepwood. Get it? Old news? The whole Keel Holler operation was bought out and shut down by those bigwigs at the Flotsam Times weeks ago.
Oh,
Oh, I bet Davy Nipperkin
he
didn't
lost
like
to his
that.
competition.
Kidding?
Mm.
Old Nipperkin made out like a
Davy
bandit.
Nipperkin was
I
the
heard he's
journalist, I
getting ready
believe.
to
Yeah.
retire on his share of the sale.
But yeah, you have Club 41, you have a prisoner to talk to, and yeah. Did you notice something just
Something
now?
about an oil leak. But that might have just been.
Just make a mental note of it for now.
Nothing's. The Lasange is there.
Yes,
Keep your
indeed.
gold, Silk Pants. You can't afford me anymore.
But you must break Threepwood out of jail and bring him back to me. He is the only one who has the poxalicious
Now
brain
disconnect
that
and
I
reconnect.
need.
You're a little behind the times.
Yeah, he still doesn't know he's
I'm
cured.
pox-free and fit
That's
as a
the
fiddle.
problem.
See?
He would be experimenting on a perfectly healthy.
Nothing's impossible when
Healthy pirate.
Guybrush Threepwood, mighty pirate, is involved. And after I cure my wife and everyone else, I'll...
Wife?
Yeah. She was standing right next to me when LeChuck exploded, so the pox hit her pretty hard.
I want you to hunt down and capture this wife of Guybrush Threepwood.
Hey!
God damn it,
What
Guybrush.
part of non do you not comprendes?
But I need her! She's the only other pirate who could possibly have the Threepwood strain of the pox!
Then get her yourself.
My dear Mademoiselle Leflay, I don't get people. I hire people like you to get them for me. And if you won't get them, then maybe I'll find someone to get you.
I don't like to be threatened.
Oh! Oh, my phalange!
I do like the. Ooh.
What the?
Oh! That was a very, very
I had
bad
forgotten about
mistake,
that, by the way.
mademoiselle.
That's why I was
Well, it
startled
would be
myself
the
and ran over Guybrush.
Jerk.
Yeah, I was about to say, like the song seems like, oh, it's flamboyant and super French.
Mm-hmm.
But there is an aura of malevolence to him.
Yeah.
That I think is quite effective, like genuine, like kind of darkness.
Yeah, it's kind of like
yeah.
spoiled child that can't get his way.
Hmm. Have you noticed that the judge is tending
Judge
bar?
is yeah. And a provocative painting.
Aren't you curious about the judge?
Oh,
Oh, look at that! It's a Vacalium.
Mm-hmm.
Judge Grindstump?
Oh, please, no need to be so formal. In here, I'm just plain old W.P. Grindstump.
It's a lovely
owner
man,
and
Stuart.
proprietor of Club
Out of
41.
his professional element.
Mm-hmm.
He's a lovely man.
Barkeep, I'd like to order a drink.
Brilliant! Will you be paying with doubloons, triploons, coupons, or flat same in fur shafts?
Actually, I'm a little light right now.
Oh, no problem. I'll start up a tab.
You will? That's so unlike, well, every place I've ever been in my life.
Well, it's not like you're going to skip town on me, am I right?
No, the winds are against him anyway,
Mm.
even if he wanted to get away. So
Set me up with a grogatini.
this
With a twist.
this is
Oh,
part
I'm
of a
so
puzzle, if
sorry.
I'm
We don't serve
remembering correctly.
grogatinis
But
anymore.
you're
The
not at
pirates
the
get
point
gagging
where
on
you
little
can
porcelain swords.
Okay.
solve it fully. But yep, go ahead and cycle through this
Moving right
this
up.
part. So I believe you can get a grog.
Ah, bracing.
But yeah, it's your chance to
Aren't you a little upset that
find
I'm
out a
running
little bit
around
about
free?
what is happening.
Heavens, no! What kind of pirate town would this be if we didn't condone the occasional jailbreak?
What a remarkably progressive attitude.
Besides, it's not as though you can really escape the swinging sword of flotsam justice. What with these blasted winds blowing in again?
Exactly. They're not worried about Guybrush.
Ladies' night is looking a little, grim.
Well, it's early.
And here's the thing also,
Once
Stuart,
we got
you're
the
back on
buffet
an
table
island you've been
laid out,
on,
this
but they
place
do
will
the
be
wise thing
hotter
of
than the devil's
obviously
knickers.
changing tonight, but also expanding locations. You know, so it's not a terrible repeat
Yeah.
of what you were doing on episode 1, which I think is a good thing. Because otherwise it would be very lazy, just like use the same skin essentially,
Exactly.
and just have the character. Did you do that option, or why is this place called Club 41 anyway?
No, I haven't done that.
I've been wondering, why is this place called Club 41 anyway?
You know, I don't rightly know. The last owner never got a chance to tell me before he succumbed to his dart-related injuries.
But yep, that's him for now.
Well, this has been a little strange, but I've got a name to clear and a pox to cure.
Good luck with that.
Next up.
Not that I'm complaining, but why'd you turn down Singe's contract to hunt down my wife?
I may be a backstabbing mercenary, but even I have some standards.
Sure, now you have standards. Shame they couldn't have shown up before you, cut off my hand or knock me unconscious and drag me back to Flotsam Island.
What can I say? I'm complicated.
Like in this screen, he's sort of like smiling, and now and just now is obviously justifiably angry at her. But I like in this screen, he's like, "Hey, Morgan, how's it going?"
Yeah. Is this possibly your best interpretation of the character? By, well, I guess design.
Well, it's certainly the most expressive. I always like Cursed because it just elevated everything to new expressions at the time. You know, the cartoon look. But the Telltale engine has so much more detail in the face, eyebrows, and gestures, and so forth.
Yeah.
Which
One of those days.
sells Guybrush as the
What you mean.
goof very well.
Betraying your childhood hero can really take it out of you.
Hey,
But yeah, he's
that was
justifiably
just business.
angry at
Your business sucks
things
more
went
than
down.
the winds of Flotsam.
Sometimes.
I think you should know that I'm still really angry with you.
Would it help if I bought you a drink?
What, so you can poison me? I'll pass. I noticed that you're without pox.
I'm pox-free. Tested on a regular basis.
Well, do you know why?
Probably because I'm not really a pirate, since I'm a pirate hunter.
Gotta like a pox that respects minor semantical distinctions.
Gotta like a pox
You know,
that
if you
distinguishes
have even a
between
scintilla
pirate
of
and
a
pirate
guilty
hunter,
conscience,
essentially.
I could really
kind
use your help.
of intelligent.
Listening?
Well, there's this trial going on.
So I've heard. Some guy was trying to tell me that it's the trial of the century!
Yeah, well, I could really use some trumped up evidence. Or a few intimidated witnesses. Or maybe a well-placed bribe or 10?
You couldn't afford me.
Of course. How silly of me. It's all about the pieces of 8 with you, isn't it?
Not always. I also accept pieces of 9.
So yeah, I'm not too sure if you are going to get her help with the trial, but I don't think you've asked her what she is drinking, though.
What are those
Right.
scary-looking drinks?
Yeah.
A row of Blood Island volcano shots.
Ah,
look
I saw the posters for
painful.
those.
Only the
Mhm.
first one.
Yikes.
So possibly you can order one of those by now.
Well, I can see you've got inner demons to wrestle with, so I'll just get on with my life.
Thanks. And watch out for Desinge. That thing he did with his finger was unnatural.
Mhm.
And the series does actually, for the first time, play a little bit with genuine
Captain
like,
Threepwood, what can I do
darkness
ya for?
again in regards to the Singe, but also that unnatural
Barkeep,
sort of
I'd
like
like
he
to
healed
order a
his
drink.
own finger or his
What'll
finger
it
was
be?
sort of poxed.
Yeah.
It's not that this is going to
Come back
turn
with a
into a
line of
horror
Blood
game by
Island
Act
volcano
5,
shots.
but there is
Be
an
pleasure.
aura of
These come with our
darkness
complimentary
that,
Club 41 insulated
is not out of
volcano
line
shot glasses.
for the game at all.
Hewn out of molten lava. They can keep hot liquids hot for a week.
Okay,
Impressive.
whew, that's a row, Stuart. He's knocking them back like a
Ooh,
champ.
that's some hot grog on grog action. I'll just save this last one for later.
Zoink, item. 2 items.
5 empty shot glasses and 1 shot.
2, that's very good. So that solves that. Let's explore further. We got a big screen, so let's go. You can walk here on the sort of top line, and there's also like a little bottom level that you can walk on too.
Okay.
But I like the design of this bar. There's more stuff near the candles, by the way, that you missed to the right of Morgan. But just want to show you that they went all out for this. There's a thing that's gonna happen. That's coming soon.
This must be the screaming narwhal that my ship is named after. Creepy.
But is there a thing between the candles, Stuart? No, it's not clickable yet. It will be.
Unclickable, yeah.
It will be. Believe me. There's a challenge of sorts that you need to complete.
Okay.
But that's that.
Buffet
yeah.
table.
What's this?
That'll be Club 41's
And a bathroom.
famous Flotsam Island Ladies' Night
To the
buffet
far right.
table. In a few hours, it'll be spilling over with flaming chocolate
chocolate.
cakes, barbecued narwhal horns, deep-fried petit fours, and all that other girly stuff that our swashbuckling lady pirates love.
If you feel like relieving yourself, there is a bathroom to the far right.
Oh, yeah.
Occupied!
Sorry.
Right. Okay. Well, believe me, the things I'm showing you will play a little part in little solutions. They're not part of huge puzzles. But there are...
Are you a Murray?
To Murray.
Oh.
I wonder what happened to
I
Murray.
will end you. I'm a candle.
My mouth's full of
Uh,
wax.
But
Hello, sack of sugar.
yes.
That's a strange place for a sugar sack.
I keep it up there to draw away
But
the ants.
also, you and I spoke about like liquids being in the environments and things that are leaking.
Oh, yeah, puddle of wax.
What does he have to say about the puddle of wax?
Hot, gooey wax.
Hot, Gooey wax.
Hot, gooey wax.
That's cool, but you were onto something.
Scoop
Nothing
up
like a
some.
little hot wax on a cold, flotsam night.
And there's a reason that you have 5 of them. There's going to be mixing, Stuart.
We're going to be picking up various liquids throughout Flotsam.
Yes, we will, as they naturally appear.
I'm a bit worried about you suggesting the bathroom to go to.
Yeah, well,
Additional
yeah.
liquids.
Yeah, well, it's not like they're going foul on us. It's not
Nice dartboard.
a gross out game necessarily, Stuart. Even though we have been grossed out here and there throughout the series, I believe, but it's not their bread and butter. Like, let's have Guybrush puke.
Play around?
Unfortunately, the darts were lost a few weeks ago during a bar fight. And pity, too. What with the annual Flotsam Island Dart Tournament tomorrow night?
It seems like a long episode just because we're sort of racking up details. It is similar length to all the
Got some
other
more of those
episodes, but
volcano shots.
don't
Sorry,
we're not going to
one
rush
more
through
customer.
it
Okay.
to end the penultimate episode in the series. So
I
just
feel like I've
but-
exhausted
but-
all my options in here.
yeah, you have pretty much. Yeah. Have
Okay.
you examined the devilish-looking painting? Just for the
What's
sake of
that
it.
artistic abomination?
That be a painting of Flotsam Island's
Oh, yeah.
notorious
It
jungle
actually
beast,
plays a little part
painted
as well.
by our own Hemlock McGee.
Yeah.
Hemlock. Really?
Aye.
But all
No one
those
knows
all
more
those
about
details
our
we're
legendary
hinting
beastie than
at
old
here, they
Hemlock.
don't add up to an overwhelming, complex, elusive episode. You know, storytelling is still pretty straight on, but it's a episode of halves, a trial half, and which is a little bit of a spoiler. Like mid episode, you're done with the trial.
Okay.
But they don't overextend it either by adding plotting that just goes on and on and on. Do you remember spotting some?
I did.
Yeah,
I'm
there's
just
nothing down here. Do you remember
Oh, wait.
spotting some liquid?
the lamps.
I think you can access it from the. Yeah, so just
That's first me
Use-
noticing this
use-
little compass-like directional tool.
exactly one way to control Guybrush as well. But I prefer the arrows, as you probably have. You've used the arrows throughout
That
the
lamp's leaking oil.
Not just any oil,
playthrough.
manatee oil.
Oh,
Manatee oil.
that's not right.
But yeah, scoop.
Got some manatee
I
oil, I
almost
guess.
feel guilty about this. Almost.
Okay.
And I think he put it back himself, right?
Yeah.
In the inventory. Yep. So
Okay, I've got a red cup, a blue cup, and a yellow cup.
this will make sense. And also, when we start the mixing later, for the purpose that will reveal itself later, you don't need to refill. Meaning
Okay.
you don't need to go back to each and every location, pick up
Yeah.
more, and then oh no, messed up, go back, pick up more.
Are we
That's
needing
that.
to go to the beach?
No, but you need to go to the docks.
Okay.
There's or you can talk to a prisoner, of course,
Oh yeah.
which I kind of recommend because this plays into something you need to do to a character
Toro?
that's near
What
the
happened to your
docks.
eye?
But yes,
Tell you what happened
he's
to
obviously
my
accused,
eye.
so
One
he's
time,
in prison.
When I dug up that phony dark ninja Dave you planted,
Allegedly planted?
allegedly planted, I got a speck of dirt lodged in my eye. A week later, it got
Yeah, you can
infected,
see his eye.
and
His
Dr.
eyes
Descent had
messed
to
up.
cut it out.
Yeah, just
Ugh.
bet he did.
Now I need a glass eye.
Bing, mental reminder to last night.
What are you in for?
I got arrested for trying to auction a counterfeit Dark Ninja Dave figurine at eBay.
eBay?
You know, that bay with the auction thing.
Oh, yeah.
Luckily for me, Stan got me a reduced sentence in exchange for my testimony against you.
Me?
Kind of looks freaky
What did I do?
without an eye.
You were the one that made the
Like
counterfeit Dave
generally
in the
just
first place.
empty socket.
Oh, yeah.
Dark
that.
void.
You know, I can't help but notice that you don't seem to be afflicted by the pox of LeChuck.
Oh, don't remind me. All the other pirates have gotten the pox, so why not me?
You thought about the possibility that you might not actually be a pirate?
I am too a pirate.
Okay, you are a
Poser.
pirate. I'm sure the pox will be coming for you any day.
And the
now.
Pox is intelligent to it can sense.
I'm sorry
Yeah.
about the
Meaning
jail.
that
You've got to
Guybrush,
stop testifying against me.
for all his
I've got a wife and
pros and
scores of pirates
cons,
to cure.
You're going to
he's
cure
actually
the
a pirate.
pox?
You know,
Eventually, yeah.
he fits the description
Oh, I like
because
that.
he does
All
what
these
pirates
pox
do,
pirates are always
like
making
cheat and
fun of
steal.
me for not
So
being
that's
pox.
why Pox
Come on
was
then. Let's do some
targeting
business.
him. But it's gone now.
Maybe. What can you offer me in return?
Yeah, he's talking about a little exchange
Find
program.
leather jackets back in my hold that have your name all over them.
No thanks. Leather makes me chafe.
I've got a line on a genuine Dark Ninja Dave porcelain power pirate autographed by Dark Ninja Dave himself.
That is a very poor joke, senor.
How about I get you a glass eye for your eye hole?
He always talks about his
Sounds
sextants
interesting.
collection in these
Good
games.
deal.
Don't think we ever see them.
I knew there'd be a big noisy
From those,
spot somewhere in
Jokes I
want
like
a really cool
that they
glass
keep in
there.
these
And what,
games.
pray tell, makes a cool glass eye?
And
I
Guybrush's
saw a really
fear
cool
of
color.
porcelain.
Like the color in the eyes of those nasty poxed pirates when they're really, really angry.
I'll see what I can do.
Do you notice his criteria for a glass eye?
Yeah.
He wanted it to glow red. And this will make sense very soon.
Associating with hardened criminals like you can't be good for my legal situation. I'm out of here.
Adios.
So, essentially, to solve his case is to get him on your side. So that's how you do that. But yeah,
Don't have anything.
walk past the courthouse and onto the second screen, which is near the docks. We also get a little loading here, so don't worry.
Fear.
It's not freezing, and it's auto-saving, and he has the glass blower.
Yeah, he could probably. There's something quite intimidating about the bailiff in the distance.
He jumped very quickly from the prize screen to now
Yeah.
guarding the jungle. Because that's your cue as a player. Can't go there just yet. Not when the city, the island is in court mode.
Yeah.
So that means to it, you know exactly where you can go and do stuff.
Yeah,
You're in a limited space.
Hello there, uninformed man on the street.
What do you want?
I see you can make a glass leg, but tell me, can you make a glass eye?
Aye. But not just any glass eyes. Genuine imitation eyes made from the crystal wreaths themselves.
Genuine imitation eyes?
That's right. They'll imitate the eye color of anyone they see. You just point them at someone's eyes, give them a few seconds to
ding,
set,
ding.
and shazam! All new eye color. When you got a color you like, just pop it in your eye socket, and it'll stay that way forever.
I'm intrigued and cautiously optimistic. How much?
Here, try out this defective one for free.
Defective.
That's convenient.
It's a little nearsighted, so you'll have to get up real close to the subject to capture their eye color.
Thanks. I take back all the nasty things I wrote in my diary about you.
So now that you have a glass eye, it's an imitation glass eye. It can change color. You know what Joaquin Doro, what kind of color he wants. How do we get it to red, Stuart?
And it has to come from someone else's eyes. The color.
You have to get close to someone.
Yeah.
That's what he said. It's a bit nearsighted, so you can't just stand.
So would it
At a
be
distance.
going to the judge and making him angry? So his eyes, do his eyes change color? Do they go red?
You seem to remember a little bit about his outbursts, how they played out. Yes.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
So don't need to do it
I'll
now,
see you in your,
but
pectorals
that's
later.
a good
The
idea.
three of us will be waiting.
Because when you're ready to get back into the court, you just walk to court. So,
I do see one more person.
Stuart. Go back.
Yes. Open window.
I think you need to get that. There
A
we are.
puddle. Another liquid.
Liquid's my name
Better
and
get some
the
of this
name of the
before
game.
it cools.
What is this liquid then?
Warm.
Because it's a glass blower, likely molten glass.
Molten glass.
Okay, so we got some more liquids. What else seems intriguing on this screen then? If you remove the inventory,
Oh yeah, like shaped lamp.
very tacky lamp.
Mm-hmm.
That's really, something.
Aye, isn't she a beauty? It's a prototype of my swashbuckling Susie long-lasting leg lamp. That crystal on top will glow for days.
Don't you think it's a little tacky?
Nah, pirates love this kind of stuff.
Are we stealing? Probably not.
Look, an eight-legged alpaca.
Your fancy cryptozoology tricks won't fool me, laddie.
That's something we come back to.
Yeah, if I remember correctly, you can only steal it after you've broken it.
Okay.
So I'm thinking that's something that one of the liquids might do. So if you, I'm going by memory here. So if you like, you can probably try already with the selection of liquids you have to see if something happens.
Probably molten glass.
Whoops.
Hey! Arr! Now look what you did. Arr! You clumsy clam clipper! You ruined my prototypes! Now I'll have to start all over. Arr!
So if it's messed up, can I have it?
Fine, take it. Just get out of me sight. Arr!
This ought to help me get a
To
leg
the
up on
pocket it
trial.
goes.
Yes. The leg is looking awfully like
Icky.
this
I
leg.
believe that nacho sauce could do that.
Yes.
Just with the big I guess the molten cheese burn.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So, yeah.
Okay, so
That sort of tells you that perhaps you have a drawing of it. Now you have a sort of blank canvas, I suppose.
mhm.
So, yeah. Yeah.
Are we
So-
going to do some finger painting?
Well, there's a mixing to be made, Stuart. I'm not sure. I'm pretty sure this wasn't randomized. So it's. And I'm just checking if you have picked up all the liquids, and you haven't. You still have one left.
Okay.
So,
Oh, yeah.
so just in case, continue exploring until the dock, until you reach the end of the dock.
Yeah, there's a fella over
And
here.
this, and the Cinch's laboratory is looking active. You know, the lights coming out of the big windows at the top there.
Yeah.
But the last liquid you need is on the docks.
Poor cat.
Hemlock McGee and his
That
frightened
paralyzed
cat.
is creepy.
Mhm.
Paralyzed cat.
Hi there, Twinkle Toes.
Enjoy your last moments of freedom. Cause you're gonna pay for what you did to Miss Pretty Whiskers.
I'd be happy to pay. Do you accept traveler's checks? How's Miss Grungy Whiskers doing?
Her name isn't Grungy Whiskers, you lava-licker. It's Miss Pretty Whiskers.
I just like that blank expression on his face. He's completely used to it now. There's no intimidation whatsoever.
Drop the charges and I'll spare your life.
Loves rubbing it in.
Life ain't hardly worth living without the sound
You as a
of
cat
Miss
owner should
Pretty Whiskers'
condemn
delicate
Guybrush.
pitter-pat on the bar
Being a
floor.
douchebag.
I'm sure she feels the same way about the delicate pitter-pat of your stumps. What exactly are you doing?
Mixing up Miss Pretty Whisker's food. What's it to you?
Can I have some?
So yeah, within
No.
this screen and in regards to this character, there is a solution to execute, but because obviously he's one of the persons who has accused you. So
I hear you may know something about
yeah,
Flotsam's so-called jungle
continue.
beast.
None have seen the jungle beast.
He
but
made the
is
painting, or
Yeah.
told the painter what the jungle
thing you
beast
ever
looks
didn't
like.
see. A dark jungle god.
A
that
jungle
walks the
god,
land
meaning that
only
when we
by
get to the jungle,
dead of night.
there might be some
Dark jungle god.
beast hunting.
'Twas said
perhaps.
to live within the stomach of the god of death, feasting upon corpses, until one day death ate some bad shellfish and out-chucked the jungle beast into existence.
Oh, so it's literally his vomit.
But if you haven't seen it, how do you know it exists?
Because it eats. To appease the beast, we've left many a fleshy sacrifice on the jungle altar. By morning, the meat
So that
disappears
means something
from the
with the
altar
altar,
without a
something
trace.
solution later.
Disappearing meat. Yep, jungle
Okay.
god's the only explanation.
Disappear meat, only explanation. Jungle god took it. But yeah, so you saw him mixing up Miss Trashy Whiskers' food. So, well, no, but I understand why.
I'll need a cup of that.
So that isn't the last liquid. You haven't explored the entire dock. Remember, there was a
Still
ship here before.
bacon grease or something. Ah, yes.
Look at that. He is still burning. It's been burning for weeks.
Never ending flame. Yes, we'll have a
You might
puddle
have
of grease,
5,
please.
but
To get some of this incredible bacon
there
grease.
is one empty one for probably for
Now
the
my
final.
jacket and my pants smell like bacon.
Quite an eerie image.
Yeah, I'm not sure you. Well, you likely don't want to, but I'm not sure. I'm not sure you can enter the lab right now, but
Yeah.
you will be able to. So some things are essentially unlocked after you solve the case.
Okay.
And if you like, you can drop in now and act
Yeah,
on
I
the
feel
impulse
it's-
you just had. Or you can just enter the courtroom.
All right.
Yes.
It's me,
This will help us.
Guybrush Threepwood, mighty pirate at law.
Oh, Councillor Threepwood! What can I do for you?
No real need to be talking to him if you don't like.
Return
There's
to
no
court,
extra
defend my
solution
client.
or solution
Court of
to.
Flotsam Island is back in session. The Right Honourable Wallace P. Grindstomp presiding.
Let's keep it moving, Captain Threepwood!
Right.
So yeah,
So where do we start? Do we want to annoy him?
remember what happened and just act on that impulse.
I'd like to recall myself to the stand.
Well, get on.
The witness is reminded that he...
So even do do they all
Doesn't matter which one you choose.
they all
because,
antagonize the judge?
He will go nuts regardless.
Captain Threepwood, what's your impression? Objection, Your Honor. The witness is making a mockery of this court. Were these magic grits? In
Like,
that
it's almost
operating
like
room,
a-
I am
like a-
God.
like a
dingo
puppet
eat me baby. You
popping up.
can't handle the truth. There's something on the wing.
Just doing courtroom film quotes from My Cousin Vinny and A Few Good Men.
Hold that
There you
grip.
go,
enough.
Stuart.
Gotcha.
Ah,
A time-sensitive puzzle, but not terribly. You have
Yeah.
a few seconds. So that means like you could get the Joaquin Doro acquisition off the books.
Do I need to
Not right now. You
give
need
him
to
the eye before?
you need to call your witness. I'm sorry. You obviously need to give him the eye, of course.
Yeah.
So this is a little shady business outside of the courtroom. So recess, which you trigger by going to your place, and again right click through a dialogue, so you can get out quickly.
Do I share a
This
cell?
is a fast. No, you need to talk to him from outside. So
What do you... Want to see...
Not getting any smarter.
so they speed it up that way.
Yeah, that's good.
No added silliness about fighting with your own client.
Captain Doro?
Do you have it?
One nigh indestructible glass eye. Pox-colored, just like all the cool pirates are wearing them.
Just wants to belong.
Pica
Yeah.
Santa Fe! Ay, ay, ay,
Doing his little
my
dance.
eye is really
Will Guybrush do a little dance as well,
Now, according to
like he
Crypt
did
Digit, all you have to do to set
when
it
they
is pop
last
it in your eye socket.
found treasure together?
How do I look?
Dangerous.
I think you mean dangerously cool, eh?
Sure, whatever. Now, about your testimony.
No problem, mi amigo. Just call me back to the stand and ask me about this.
2
Your
out of
Dark
4
Ninja Dave
about to
Porcelain
be
Power Pirate's treasure map? I just smuggled this
solved.
into here.
In my,
2
let's
out
say,
of 4
mouth.
acquisitions. What was it you were given? I actually don't remember that. Oh, it's a
Doro's map?
Right.
I'm gonna have to. Let's just say the grog is cut right
Empty.
through me. We need a pee break.
I'll just stay here and
So-
look at the pause screen.
Yeah. 2 minutes. Okay.
And that's why Tom is the best logger. No, hello, Stuart.
Yeah, sure. Let's see
I
the
was
evidence.
not talking to myself for 2 minutes. Not at all.
Okay, where were we?
Look at the map he gave you, because I think that actually plays a part in the court case.
I better get back into court and introduce this disturbingly moist map into
Right, so that was it. You need to introduce it into evidence as well
Okay.
as calling to the stand. So probably do it in that order. Introduce it as evidence and then call it to the stand.
Who go? Oh, it's
I'd like to...
alrighty then. Let's find
I guess it was good then, the green goo that you drank, considering it ran right through you.
Time is grog, Captain.
Time is
Maybe
grog.
need to Really quickly.
So
Okay.
Maybe introducing something into evidence is either, I don't remember the mechanic offhand, either using it with the evidence table or the judge itself. So, or approach the bench, possibly.
Your Honor, I'd like to approach the bench.
Denied!
Just try that out. Okay.
One
So,
approaches
try doing that with the map first, and perhaps get out of this screen and try using the map on the judge or the evidence table. So if we
Just a moment, Your Honor.
just a moment, indeed. So,
Just give it to the bailiff.
yeah, it's likely that way.
I don't
If
think that
not,
would be admissible as
then,
evidence.
Or maybe use it of a judge.
If I want to introduce that as evidence, I should spring it on a witness.
Okay. I see how it works. So let's call you witness then.
Yeah.
I'd like to call Joaquin Jacinto de Meara Alfonso de Oro to the stand.
For him
Joaquin
to say.
de Oro, do you swear on Blackbeard's log to tell the truth to the best of your ability as a grog-swilling, backstabbing pirate?
Senor de Oro.
Captain Doro.
Yes, of course. Why are you here today?
I was recently arrested for trying to sell a counterfeit Dark Ninja Dave porcelain power pirate figurine. A counterfeit figurine crafted by Guybrush Threepwood.
Actually, that wasn't so surprising.
Your witness,
Yeah,
counselor.
this dialogue would likely be the same even before you did all the things with the eye, you know. So that's why it seems he's still hostile towards you.
Captain de Oro, what can you tell me about this map?
Objection!
Defense Exhibit 42, Your Honor. This is the map the witness used to find his Dark Ninja Dave power pirate.
I'll allow it! But not your eternally flapping mouth, you festering chumhole!
Chumhole. Nothing else.
Yeah, that's a new one.
Continue.
I purchased this map at eBay 6 months ago from a traveling salesman with a
Third
black
rate
jacket and
from
waving arms.
eBay.
He said that it was an authentic Dark Ninja Dave porcelain power pirate's
Now
treasure map, but
it's
I have since
turning
learned that
matters
it was
around.
just as counterfeit as the power pirate it led me to.
And who was the dastardly swindler who sold you this map?
It was...
Hey, would you look at that? I misfiled my glorious mundus. Your Honor, on behalf of the Porcelain Power Pirates Corporation, I'd like to ask that all charges pertaining to
Let's
the
drop all
unfortunate
charges.
counterfeiting of
La,
the
la,
Dark
la, la,
Ninja
la.
Dave action figure be dropped against
I need to
Captains
bring that
Joaquin
up.
de Oro and Guybrush Threepwood.
Smart move, counselor! In the matter of porcelain power pirates versus De Oro versus
Power
Threepwood,
Pirates v.
etc.,
Doro,
etc.,
Doro
etc.,
v.
this
Threepwood,
court
etc.,
finds
etc.
in favor of the defendants.
All this justice. Where's the hangings?
You want hangings? Just keep it up, you swabs!
We are missing a liquid. Actually, it's another one.
Okay.
So it's obviously not in the courtroom, though. There's one building we haven't visited yet. Building on the hill.
That creepy building that we don't want.
Yeah. Yes, well, I don't think we can... Well, we can go into it, but we don't need to do it just yet. We need to walk up to it, though. So,
Okay. Another recess.
Your Honor, I'd like to call a recess
Yeah.
to confer with my client.
Bailiff, please escort
I
Captain
can imagine
Threepwood
trying
the
to do
brig.
like, well, I guess it has a built-in hint system. But this would take ages
Hey, guard.
to play through.
What do you
yeah, it's
want?
medium difficulty, I'd say. They are helpful, but
Want to see my lawyer?
there are still challenges here, of
Again?
course.
Not getting
Cartoon logic to a degree, adventure logic to a degree, but still,
Yeah.
we aren't in the era where you use everything on everything and just try to find the pixel that represents a knife that is just like a black and slightly grayer pixel. You know what I mean? We're not in.
Weird oozing fluid.
Ow! What the heck is Desinged doing up there anyway?
Still believe we have one left. Swinks.
Ooh, sizzly. You know,
Doctor
if I was a
is
little more
busy.
scientifically inclined, I might be worried about the effects this stuff is having on any future generations of Threepwoods.
Okay.
So here's we have two liquids that are red, but if you really don't want to guess this, I had the trouble getting the right pattern for this. But apparently, unless this is randomized, so I'm gonna see where the what the walkthrough says versus my notes.
Okay.
So let's
It's just the
Krebs.
electromagnetic monkey.
Crab. Okay. So the fluid we got just now, what is it called in the inventory? Is it caustic fluid?
Yes.
That's right. Okay. So that's how you kick this off using this with the burn with the black template. So you're gonna do, I believe, mix it with 3 cups. So
Okay.
start combining these two. First the caustic fluid with the lamp.
Ah.
So it's only partially
Yeah.
revealed. Remember, we need to get this to become a skull and crossbones in purple. So in purple color. So red. Now it's a red burn with a parrot, but it's a start. So now you apparently add the wax.
Hot wax.
Like this would work with anything, but it's with any of them you pick the combination. But I believe you might be done. Let me just see. Purple and skull shaped. So this is what you need to present in court to win your 3rd case.
Any other combinations needed before we go back in?
No. And the thing is, with all the liquids, I might be forgetting some things in the latter half of the game, but I believe some of the liquids might be decoys, pure decoys, just to mess with you, because it was a lot more easier than I remembered doing the combinations. So that's a little bit naughty of them to place so much fluid for you to pick up, and then only use like 2.
So do we just present her with the leg?
Yep, with the pattern. And that will trigger his questioning.
Your Honor, I'd like to introduce this leg lamp into evidence as proof that Bosun Catherine Krebs is lying about her so-called nacho sauce burn.
This proves nothing!
Objection, Your Honor. The scars on this leg-shaped lamp may look like my client's, but who knows how they got there?
I'm glad you asked. So you see, Your Honor, Catherine's distinctive burns were not caused by Club 41's nacho sauce, but by an unlikely combination of scalding fluids found throughout Flotsam Island. Isn't that true, Bosun Krebs?
Answer the question, you she-devil!
It's true. After Guybrush knocked that platter of nachos onto my lap, I saw my chance for revenge and concocted this foolish
So
scheme.
this wasn't his
Revenge?
fault.
Still don't remember me? The woman whose ship you sunk? Who spent years languishing in
This is
prison
funny.
for your crimes? The woman whose husband you humiliated in that creepy karaoke contest?
Exactly.
Sorry.
If you don't, I don't remember it. If you don't remember it,
Your Honor, I move that
Guybrush
Bosun Catherine
actually doesn't
Krebs'
remember it
charge
either.
be
Yeah. Almost thought it was going to be, is it Capsized Kate, where we framed in the second game?
Matter of Krebs versus Threepwood.
But I think this is the joke that Guybrush has done so much of his lying and cheating and stealing and messing people up and effing them. Then effing them over, and so it's easy to forget these things, Stuart. When you
Yeah.
had so many years of adventure and doing bad things. Only thing left to solve is the cat,
Hemlock.
and the cat is obviously paralyzed, and you need to You need to make it move, Stuart. But this requires a couple of more things, a couple of combination of things to make it move. You just don't like point at it. Look, it moved. No, you need to use some basic physics, and you don't get to do that until you visit the evil laboratory.
Okay.
So I think now is the time to try and it might have said busy, but I think you might
To
be
this
able
trial,
to
your hat,
visit it.
To the way my beard's itching. I also object to the way that guy's looking at me. And to this hook. And
Threepwood, you will cease your
Well, see his
foolish
reaction.
distractions before we come down and seize them.
I like the sort of rapid delivery that they have with the dagger. I don't like that. I protested against that guy. Object to him. My beard is itching. So I like that direction. That the voice performance by Dominic D'Amato is snappy, very silly.
Your Honor, I'd like
But
to
yeah,
call a
let's
recess.
get a recess going and
Hey, guard.
get out of here. Hey guard. Da-da-da.
I want to see my lawyer.
Again.
A little LucasArts wipe. I love the Star Wars
yeah,
films.
yeah.
They don't do a circular wipe, but obviously Lucas was very fond of that scene transition. And obviously this is a LucasArts game, and that history is obviously very present. So
Nice touch.
as is the running mechanic when you need to traverse longer. Oh yeah, up. Okay.
It's handy.
There was an item to the left.
Stay away from my laboratorium.
Oh,
So, no.
our monkey in the cage.
Yes. So I've forgotten that it was
Don't worry, little
stashed
guy.
outside.
I'll liberate you. Somehow.
And that's the monkey that helped you out in episode 1. You know, where you pushed buttons and gave him a banana, and he switched pictures in order for you to get out of the kind of saw contraption you were put in. And indeed, you got to use your hook once more. So what do you have now, Stuart? Well, you have a monkey, but do you remember that he was equipped with something on his tail?
Yeah.
You remember that? He was equipped with a magnetic tail,
Ah.
which obviously, yes, he was shocked through the magnetic tail.
One thing I've
And
learned the
this
hard
is
way
how
over the years
we
is never pull a monkey out of
get
your
on the
pocket
way
most dramatically
towards
useful
solving the
moment.
very
I'm
final
just careful for an
acquisition.
electromagnetic monkey.
We need to get Miss Pretty Whiskers to move, and it's not about scaring her with a monkey, but it has to do with, and here's the clue, Stuart, magnets. So you have a toy indeed.
Monkey
Have
with
you
a
examined that?
magnetic tail.
Yes, but you also have that toy, that faulty toy. So what happens when you examine that?
It's a broken draw a beard on Guybrush toy. Looks like it's leaking iron fillings.
Yes. So what is gonna happen here is you need to get the
Whoa, that's one powerful magnetic monkey tail.
exactly now it's changed to another variation of the
Oh yeah.
Guybrush toy, but the key here is magnets. The key here is to get the cat to move about. So if you go back to the screen with Hemlock, so he's obviously trying to get the cat going through
Oh, it can't be that easy.
no through a sensible diet. So
Oh yeah.
can you add anything to that diet in some shape or form?
Oh, not to him.
I'm not sure I want to leak iron all over that.
You obviously probably need to distract him in some shape or form,
Hey,
right?
look, a
Maybe
five-headed bonobo.
that easy sometimes.
See nothing.
Sorry, must have been a weather balloon.
Okay, so that should be enough.
So
To
can
wait
you sort
here
of
in court?
before you even go into the court now, can can you sort of imagine how the events will play out now? Because it doesn't matter if you do it out here. You need to do it in front of the judge to prove that the cat is not paralyzed. So can you sort of foresee how the events will play out now in the courtroom?
Kinda. I'm going to be interested to see what parts of the cat animates the magnet.
They actually played a subtle animation when you sort of saw a close-up of him on the evidence table. Like the eyes were moving still, which was very like sad. That the cat is like completely paralyzed, but
Trapped.
its eyes is trying to communicate, I'm alive, I'm alive.
Yes, yes, get on.
Do we call up Hemlock
Yeah.
and then?
Yeah, but remember that the cat is on the evidence table, though. So this is so do this
I'd like to
first.
call Hemlock McGee to the stand.
We'll get control over Guybrush.
Oh,
Again, you should be able to figure this out pretty
Listen,
easily.
Pinky, I knew Blackbeard back when he was bloody Black Peach Fuzz. Just let me at him. Let me at him.
Ensign McGee, it's your contention that Captain Threepwood injured your cat.
Injured? He practically crushed him. He got a right in the puss with a stuffed manatee, Eddie did.
And how is your cat today?
See for yourself. The poor dear is paralyzed.
Oh, the
You
eyes.
see the eyes are moving, yeah.
I have to feed her through a tube. Oh, my poor.
Before the cat food over his face.
Oh, my poor little pretty.
Pretty Whiskers.
So
Your witness, kid.
saying that he has to feed him through a tube should mean now you have control of Guybrush. So make your way towards the evidence table. That means the cat has been fed,
Yes.
likely.
Your Honor, pirates and assorted buccaneers.
It is a little odd cut there. He was walking towards the evidence table, and now he's in the middle of the room for the cut scene.
That even now leave
The
poor
cat's
Miss Pretty Whiskers paralyzed with fear.
Turned.
But I put it to you that it was not your humble defendant who traumatized Hemlock's unfortunate feline, but a far more insidious assailant, and one who's in this very courtroom as I speak. J'accuse! Jacques the monkey!
What? Objection, there's no evidence of monkey play here.
No? Let's ask the victim.
It's alive! It's alive!
Miss Pretty Whiskers is up and about and seeking revenge just like a good pirate cat should.
Miss Pretty Whiskers, come back.
So yeah, you're still a mean little man,
I rest my
but
case.
this is how you get out of
Mr.
your court
Prosecutor.
troubles.
Well, considering that my client and evidence just ran out the door, I guess old Stan's gonna have to drop this one.
Good idea. In the case of McGee and Pretty Whiskers versus
There's still
Threepwood, the pirate
a little
court
problem of
Flotsam
the
finds in
pox, which
favor
they
of the
might
defendant, Guybrush Threepwood.
might still blame you for. Though.
Don't make me send the bailiff up there. Let's see here. Cleared. Dropped. Yes. Congratulations, Captain Threepwood. It appears that you have successfully gotten yourself out from under your various civil charges.
Shiver me timbers, Stumpy. I guess I'll be going now.
Hold on, what's this? There appears to be a criminal charge on the other side of this blasted paper.
Huh? Assault with molten nacho cheese isn't criminal? What else is there?
The creation, incubation, dissemination, proliferation,
Yeah,
and
about
mastication
that.
of a pox or pox-like affliction.
It's a bit hard to argue this to it because it really is your fault.
How do you plead?
So yeah, I mean, obviously the game won't, you won't get a game over here.
On
So,
what grounds?
Pox isn't so bad.
Pox isn't my fault. It's LeChuck's. It all started with the cursed cutlass of Kaflu. Off the Rock of Gelato, LeChuck was doing something evil with monkeys, and I was all brrr. But then LeChuck broke my root beer bottle, and I had to substitute some of the voodoo lady's
I was like,
ingredients. And then
oh,
LeChuck
grrr.
did it, and voodoo went boom, and well, it's not my fault.
Your Honor, the defendant is hand-waving. And believe me, I know from hand-waving. But seriously, we all know that the cloud of pox vexing this fair island arrived soon after the defendant and his oozing appendage crept upon these shores.
Constipating it was.
Then, after infecting everyone in sight, the pox cloud magically blew away at exactly the same moment that Guybrush sailed away, stealing Flotsam's only ship, I might add.
I won that ship, fair and square.
Now
did.
Threepwood
That
has
is true.
returned, and
He won the
so
ship,
has the
fair and
cloud
square.
of pox. What a coincidence! And yet here he stands concocting fanciful stories of a human LeChuck.
I do love that
voodoo
they've
cutlasses,
maintained
and a
that
so-called
design on his
rock
jacket.
Of gelato.
Yeah,
Trippy.
oddly
Stationary
hypnotic
pattern.
design.
Have any witnesses to your unlikely tale?
So you're
Dude,
still in a bit of a
she's-
pickle.
Hmm.
But who might this be?
Uh-oh.
Wonder Bunny.
Wonder Bunny.
Avast, ye blubbering belugas!
She is
Feels like she's going to slaughter everyone.
100% pox.
Yeah.
Jane, less plunder, more bunny, please.
And you, me bonny lass,
Oh.
step into me captain's
Oof.
quarters and let me ravish
Woof.
Oh boy.
To finally hold you in me arms again, it makes me want to. What's this?
Uh-oh.
The scent of betrayal?
Would you rewench?
Tawdry wench!
Nobody. No one.
She'll die by me rusty blade!
We're at the midpoint now, which is when we get control of Guybrush again. I would suggest that's the point you should end
Yes, sir.
this playthrough. So, because there's still a good hour left
Oh, okay.
of solutions. You know what I mean? That's
Yeah.
why I say midpoint. But,
Chunky episode.
Aye, aye, sir.
but still, Elaine is back. We haven't forgotten about her. She is worse.
Bloodthirsty.
To the brig!
All right, you. Stay put until I summon your ball and chain.
I wouldn't call her that. She
Oh!
might.
Bailiff's
Big exception.
voice actor just makes me think back to like the Monty Python movies.
What happened to you?
They are a mixture of
I went to Club
English
41
accents
to have
and
summons to
American
your
accents in
better
this
half, and
game
she
indeed. So,
backhanded me right out of the bar. Oh.
Ouch.
so what problems is being presented here is they need to serve her, but he wasn't able to.
Mm-hmm.
So that's something you need to solve in your next playthrough. Serve Elaine.
That's
You
a
remember how the serving worked? Like they are voodoo infused. So once you get them onto persons, they are forced into court. That's what happens. Happened at the start of this episode. They just hooked that document to Guybrush, and he was like, "Hey, what happened to my legs?" And that was that. So that's what needs to happen eventually to Elaine. And here we
what I
are.
was expecting.
Every man's dream.
Guybrush,
I've had two women fighting.
What's
With
mine?
swords.
You're about to lose a limb, you sea cow!
Elaine, sugar cakes, let's stop fighting and work this out over a nice cold light grog.
It's her head or yours, bilge boy!
Or you two can just figure out this little misunderstanding on your own. I'll be over here appreciating my head's ability to.
This will involve one of those like 3-step puzzles, kind of, that requires you to trigger an item to make sure a character jumps to the other side of the room, and but they are only like 2 or 3 steps, you know, like those puzzles with when you did sword fighting with Morgan Le Fay, you jump to different sections of the ship.
Yeah.
That is essentially what's going to happen here in the pub. So, but I think that's a good midway point.
Mm-hmm.
So there was a trial of Guybrush Threepwood, not an execution of Guybrush Threepwood, but it was looming. It was looming over him. They wanted to do all matter of things to him, like haul him and give him a ball of yarn and do all kinds of nasty things. But few do it. He
Yes.
survives.
Exactly. His head is still attached for now.
But yeah, very cool. Maybe on your own, it would have been a frustrating mechanic to solve this.
A lot of
case,
trial
but,
and error.
See what you did there. But yeah, a little change up. To you need to answer for your crimes for once. That's usually not how these things go. But pirate law is a little bit different. Like I like how they swear them in, Like, do you swear to sort of at the best of your abilities, but kind of lie at the same time? Do you swear to do that? Whatever, sure. So it's a loose law, pirate law.
Yes.
Very cool. Well, next episode we'll definitely get to the cliffhanger for Ep 5, and Ep 5 is sort of similar length. That's why I think we're going to do this for 2 more streams, but definitely get to the end of Ep 4 next time, and maybe a little teaser of episode 5.
Sounds good to me.
Which is an episode title that might say a lot of things, but not a whole lot of things at the same time. Rise of the Pirate God.
Ah.
So ponder
Okay.
that.
Some speculation. Something to think about.
Speculation. And Murray's back. No, I'm just kidding. Or is he? He might be. No, he's not.
Yeah, don't get my hopes up.
Maybe he's the pirate god that will rise and will end you.
He's just thrown up onto deck. Or launched out.
Stuck at the ball. You will actually visit the screen where he's, he got stuck in the chest.
He was
again.
under. Yeah, right enough. He went.
You will be back on that screen, but you will not free him.
Okay.
But I'll spoil that. You will be back on that screen.
Fair enough.
But not to do the manatee matchmaking again. But you will be back for other purposes. So.
Okay.
Anyway.
Right.
Well done, Stuart, though. Well done.
Thank you very much. Thank you for your assistance, and thank you to everyone that popped in and out of the stream. If time someone watches, it's very much appreciated, and I hope everyone has a nice bank holiday weekend. This is one of the rare occasions that I actually get the Monday off too. So
I had that over Easter, and I had Thursday off this week because 1st of May is a public holiday in Sweden.
Yeah, well, that's it. That's it for us. It just falls onto the first Monday in May for us.
Right on.
So yes.
Yeah, we're in the season of a lot like Easter, like extended weekend, and for a lot of people, not me though, I went back to work this Friday. But for a lot of people, because Thursday was a public holiday, people take an extremely long weekend, therefore. But I have stuff to do, man.
Someone's got to keep the place going, keep the lights on.
Shuffling coal.
Sounds about right. Okay, guys, have a nice weekend. Speak to you later.